Welcome, everyone, to episode 48 of the Die, Laugh, Love podcast. A reminder that we call it the Die, Laugh, Love podcast because life is short, and before we all die, we should do our damnedest to laugh and love while we can. Tonight's a very special episode because I have a special guest. And before I get into the special guest and the spirit gallery portion of the evening, I want to thank Brandy for being my co-host. She is the person who has volunteered her time to help manage the waiting room, help manage the chat, help bring everybody up on Spotlight for those who are watching on video. I'm going to go ahead and turn the hosting over to Brandy right now. And Brandy, wave your hand again for everybody so everybody can see you. Excellent. Thank you for that. Now, Brandy will be the one that will unmute you, will bring you up on Spotlight. You'll be working with her. You can chat to her, chat into the general room, but she'll be the one that you want to make sure she sees you. A little information on the spirit gallery portion of this. I'm not really in control of what and who comes through, but I do want to let you know that the reason why I continue to do this work is because everything that happens through me happens from a place of love. And that's why I continue to do this. And it is a participatory event, meaning that if you don't want a reading or if you don't want a connection, you want to hop out now because anybody's up for grabs. Strange things have happened, even people who have not been on the podcast get readings. So again, I'm not in control of this. It can get real timey-wimey here, but while I'm doing this, Brandy is your go-to person. And I would like to introduce everyone to the special guest for this evening, my husband, Isaac Vars. Now, some of you know Isaac, some of you don't know Isaac, but I want to tell you a little bit about how we met and why I decided to invite him along on this episode. So a long time ago, about 2006, that's when my son was 3 years old. His mother and I separated. I came out of the closet at that point, and I had a really rough couple of years in what folks would call gay culture. It was not a great time for me. I had a hard time with folks, and I can easily say that I was traumatized by a few individuals, and it was, again, not easy or pleasant. Roll into about 2008, and I had given up on the idea of love. I had given up on the idea of healthy relationships. I had given up 99.9%. But I did happen to pray to God or the creative force of the universe, source, whatever you want to call it. And my prayer went like this, and I hope some of you can appreciate this. I said, God, if you want me to be happy, send me a grease monkey. Send me a farmer. Send me somebody who doesn't mind getting dirty. Up until that point, I had been dealing with some very shallow individuals, people who cared more about fashion and their looks than quality of character or quality of life. And I noticed that I didn't really fit into a lot of what was around me for gay culture. So I said, hey, you want to make me happy, God? Throw me somebody that doesn't mind getting dirty. And I thought that getting dirty was a mark of character. A couple weeks after I said that prayer, I went down to the Lancaster Farmers Market and my eyes landed on one of the vendors there. And as soon as I saw him, I fell in love with him. It was like that. It was literally fairy tale stuff, literal fairy tale stuff. I saw him, fell in love with him. And then I spent a couple of weeks being really awkward and not being able to talk to him at all. I don't want to say that I stalked him, but I definitely did not go up and talk to him. And at that time, I was selling cell phones, and my dear friend Shelly, who I was working with at that point in time, nicknamed him Lettuce Boy because he was growing vegetables, lettuce boy. And eventually she kicked me in the pants and said, hey, you either got to shut up about him or go talk to him. You need to stop talking about him or go talk to him. So that's, she did me a favor. And I eventually went and introduced myself to Isaac. It went like this. I actually wrote a short story about this. I get about 20 feet away from him and I'm very awkward and I say one word to him. I say, corn. I was legitimately looking for corn. I had my son that weekend and I wanted to get corn for, the weekend. And being who he is and throwing his 1,000-watt smile my way, he goes, "Good morning." And I said, "No, corn." Again, really awkward, couldn't talk to him, but we eventually decided to hang out. And since the time we hung out, he and I have been attached at the hip, literally attached at the hip. When he and I got together, we had a lot of things in common. We liked hiking, going outside, we liked horror movies. I was not a spiritual person because I was raised by some rough and tumble people. The easiest way I can tell you who I was raised by bikers. Okay, rough and tumble folk. Isaac was not raised by bikers. He was raised by religious folk. And his childhood and my childhood were very different. Very, very different. He had worked through all of the religious upbringing. And at that point in time, he was a spiritual person. He was into what I called the woo. He was into the Reiki and the shamanism and the herbalism and the tarot cards. And I was literally the dude that was like, "Babe, I do not know what you're messing with. Please don't hurt yourself." Because not only was I raised by bikers, I was also raised by Stephen King and Freddy Krueger. So I had no idea what was going on and I was a little scared. He was having his experiences. I just couldn't understand them or relate to them. A couple years after that, we got married. In 2010, October 13th of 2010, we eloped. In 2013, I started a little marketing business that eventually turned so successful that Isaac came to work with me. And then in 2016, for Christmas, Isaac got me a DNA test that led me to all of this work. I had a DNA test that kind of flipped my idea of what I was made of and who my people come from. I turned that curiosity onto ancestry.com. And as soon as I started to build family trees, that's when all of the weird stuff started to happen to me, sensations, impressions, things I could not control. And I want to just give everybody a warning about my grandmother's French. It scared the shit out of me. It really did. When these things happened to me, I had no idea what they were. I had a basis of horror movies and horror novels as a child. I didn't know if I was going crazy, but I can tell you that my husband, who had a good basis for experiences, really stood by me the entire way. He supported me, he stood by me, he helped me understand what was going on as best as he could with whatever context that he could. And here we are several years later. This September, Isaac and I will have been together for 18 years. In October, we will have been married 16 years. That is a phenomenal accomplishment by any measure. And I cannot speak to him or the glory of his person enough. I know that he really gets a little verklempt and awkward when I talk about how physically beautiful, how spiritually beautiful, how emotionally and mentally beautiful he is. But this is the man who has been my role model since I've met him, and he is 5 years younger than me. Now, I've invited him here because he's somebody that I trust implicitly. And what's going to happen is I'm going to lead into the spirit gallery. I'm going to tune into folks. I'm going to channel some spirits. I'm going to do my thing. And then Isaac's going to piggyback on the end of it. He's going to talk to us with whatever messages he has. He's going to perhaps offer a tarot card. This man is amazing. Folks who have ever gotten a massage from him, you'll know that he has magic hands. He has worked incredibly to get his massage license. I've never met anybody who has worked as hard as he has, and I have never met anybody who is as devoted not only to his spiritual path, but to his family and his partner. We have had our son full time since he was in the 6th grade, and Isaac has been a father to our son Sequoia as if this was his own child. And that's just a gift that I'll never be able to repay and never be able to appropriately express my gratitude for. Now, with that, setting him up like that, what I'd like to do is if Brandy, you could bring Isaac up on Spotlight and have him unmute himself. I'm going to have Isaac just tell everybody here a little bit about himself.
There we go. This is the first time I've been using Zune on my phone. Zoom on my phone. So uh, there we go. He kind of covered it. I mean, hey everybody, my name's Isaac. Um, this has been I've been really into the world of spiritual practice for a very long time, and the path has brought me to a lot of different places. But oftentimes, it's been focused on what I can bring to community and how I can help bring just make the world a better place. So professionally right now, I offer massage therapy. I really don't offer too much of the woo anymore. I do energy work. So sometimes folks come to me for different energy work. The shamanic work can work into that, but it depends on the person and really what they're looking for, and also what my helping spirits tell me in that moment. So usually when somebody comes in for energy work, I'm like, I don't know, and let's get you on the table. And I just work here. Uh, um, and generally, uh, yeah, I for this I'll be bringing tarot. I will be pulling a card and talking about how that ties into whatever messages Josh may have brought for you. He definitely, this is definitely more his professional wheelhouse than mine. Uh, and that's kind of it. I'm not very good with introducing myself beyond that. Um, my interest range is just a lot. I've trained with different shamans. I've I'm a Reiki master. I'm an herbalist, so that is also another part of my professional life. Selling herbs, talking to people, blending herbal blends for folks, usually focused on teas, sometimes extracts. But that's kind of that's me in a nutshell, I guess. So I'm going to hand this
Thank
over
you, love.
to there we go. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And Brady, you can take him off spotlight. Man of few words, but a man of many talents. So, with that, I just want to say before we get into this that I know that I have received a lot of positive feedback over the years of how I've helped folks and healed folks. And again, like Isaac said, I kind of just work here. But one of the things that I want to just remind folks of is that if I've ever done good work in this world, it is only because of the man who believed in me and supported me along the way. Anything that I've ever accomplished, any books I've written, any people I've helped, has only been because I've had the most phenomenal human next to me the entire time. So, with that being said, let's get into the strangeness. Let's get into the strangeness. Okay. A little while ago, I had a person come to me. This is a man, and remember, this is going to be for you. So you're going to want to talk to Brandy, or so Brandy can see you wave your hand like this, make a big deal in your little square because you're about that big on her screen. You're going to go like this. Okay. What I have here is a man who is a husband. This is a husband, and what he's talking to me about is um, how he would come home after work. This man had a very stressful job, and what I get is that he kind of dealt with. This is interesting. I think he dealt with the public a little bit. He dealt with idiots. He's talking to me about dealing with idiots, people that frustrated him a lot. And what I'm seeing is he would come home with headaches. He would come home and you would rub his temples. I see him putting his feet up. He's got temples that you're rubbing. Maybe you would rub his shoulders. I'm feeling like a cold cloth or cold work here. Uh, I get the impression that he loved to cook for you. This is somebody who would have loved to have cooked for his wife. This is a really sort of like the perfect husband. He was playful, he was hardworking. It took him a while to start talking about his heart as he was getting into the relationship, but he wants to say hi to you and he wants to give you the reassurance that he's where you're going to be one day. He says that you're getting kind of frustrated and kind of bitter and jaded and judgy, but this man has I see him on a couch. I see him kind of leaning back or in a recliner. He's just kind of leaning back with his head back, and you would have rubbed his temples. I'm getting the sign that there would have been like a bone cancer or like a cancer. My bones are hurting, which is the sign of like a cancer. It took him a little bit long to pass. You would have had uh, what I'm hearing is a connection to his mother. You might have even took care of his mother a little bit. There's a person in life now that he's watching out over that's not you. Um, he's giving me all the accolades like honey, darling, honey. It's like calling this, but now I'm getting what feels like jokester energy, like farting energy. Like this man would have been like the man who, like, hey kid, pull my finger, sort of energy. Uh, who here can fit this person? Wave your hand and talk to Brandy so she can get us connected here. Okay. Do I see a hand moving? There we go. All right. I don't know if Brandy sees Brenda, but I'm seeing a Brenda wave her hand. Hi, Brenda. I think you're unmuted. What what
Yes.
what can you connect with this spirit? I can't hear Brenda. Can anybody else hear Brenda?
No.
Take it off my hearing aids. Is that Does
Say
that
something
is
to me, Brenda.
There you
okay?
go.
Yeah,
There we go.
There
I
you
have
go.
you connected to my hearing aids, and one's broken,
Oh,
Ah,
so people have trouble hearing me. Okay,
okay. Well, funny
so
enough, we
pretty
were
much
having trouble
everything.
hearing you. Pretty much everything. Okay. Um, can I ask you, can you relate to the idiots, the morons, the idiots of his workplace, the idiots of like working with the public? Was he just frustrated with people when he came home?
He was a salesman, but I did rub his head, his temples sometimes,
Okay.
and he
Was
used to
there
cook
any,
dinner for me.
he used to cook dinner a lot for you? Okay. Can I ask, I see him with his feet up and he's bringing my attention to his feet. Did you rub his feet too?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Brandy, we've got Brenda here. If you could bring Brenda up on Spotlight, I'll go up on Spotlight with her and we'll share this. Um, so Brenda, uh, question for you. And I love the t-shirt that you're wearing. I can't see what it is, but can I ask you, is there a music, a concert, like concert t-shirt in this picture? Is there like a music t-shirt?
My T-shirt.
No, just another one. That doesn't look like
Oh,
really a concert t-shirt, but like live music concert t-shirt.
he was a musician, and he had many T-shirts.
Okay. Um, talk to me about grinding your teeth, anxiety, grinding your teeth. That do you know what he's talking about? Because like he's just saying like, babe, you need to calm down. Like, babe, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. And you know how I'm talking about like the idiots of the world? You know, I like to think that we're all idiots. We're out there frustrating somebody sometimes, you know, we're all idiots, just a matter of degree. But he's it's really just don't let the bastards grind you down, Brenda. Don't let the bastards grind you down. The people in the world, they're going to be frustrating. Um, okay, but it's gone too far when you might actually want to start hurting people. Okay, like I could kill this person, I could punch this person, I could strangle this person, what have you. Um, oh my gosh, so you weren't his only partner. He had people in his life before you. The reason why I'm saying that is because what he's telling me is you were the best thing that ever happened to him. Like you were the best thing that ever happened to him. And he also wants you to know that um the illness that took him out, you couldn't have stopped it. You couldn't have fixed it. You couldn't have stopped it. He would have done anything in the world. He wants now he's handing you a big bowl of ice cream. He wants you to have ice cream. he wants you to have ice cream. Did you give him ice cream as well? Like serve him a bowl of ice cream?
Probably. He liked ice cream.
Well, he liked ice cream, but I think you need to treat yourself. Okay, I think like you need to treat yourself. I also am getting the message that you might be having spots on your body that are going cold and numb, spots on the like nerve stuff, strange tingly stuff. He's talking about how your scalp needs um son of a bitch. Okay, hold on. There's this device called a scalp massager. I don't know if you know what it looks like. A big egg whisk goes up
Yeah.
and down your head, gives you like goosebumps. That's going to stimulate your nerve endings. And it's interesting because, he's talking to me. He's telling me, he goes, I know that you're up on stage right now. This is interesting. He's talking to me. He goes, I know that you're up on stage right now. And he says to me, he goes, yes, every spirit that comes through you is trying to bring you guidance. Like the person that they love in this world, they're trying to get connected. He's talking about how he wants to smell your chocolate chip cookies. He wants to smell you baking again. He wants to smell cookies in your house. He's also talking about how it's really important for me to slow down and just tell you how much he loves you. How much he loves you. This isn't loved you. He loves you. This is like, can I ask you, do you still wear the ring? He's showing me the ring. Do you still wear the ring?
No.
You must have it.
Yeah.
You must still have your wedding ring. Okay.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you might want to put it on just to feel him, feel that energy, and remind yourself that you had like, how like I'm talking about Isaac and I having like a fairy tale storybook kind of like thing going on. You had one as well. You had one as well. And
I know.
oh, he's I don't know if he became an asshole when his teeth hurt, but he's apologizing for like being grumpy when he was in pain. I don't know if you
Okay.
remember a story about him like having a bad tooth, getting grumpy and bitchy.
Um, yeah, he had a lot of teeth work done, and then actually on our wedding day, we were going into Boston to get on a boat at a certain time, and he realized he forgot his teeth.
Was he grumpy about that? Like,
He was a little upset, but
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So, I also want to,
but yeah, there were
I
times
want
when he
to,
was uncomfortable and grumpy.
yeah, and like, there's that apology that, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, if he only knew what he had when he had it. If he only knew what he had when he had it, he wouldn't have been. This is the greatest gift that God or spirit or source or whatever you want to call it could give a human being. You were the greatest gift God could give him. Okay. And you've got to know that because you're really not your own best friend, Brenda. You're really being unkind to his wife. And this is where I need to kind of shift the gears in your head because you're somebody who did everything you could for the person that loved you. You did everything you could for the person that loved you. And your responsibility right now, the only way you're going to ever make him rest in peace is if you find peace yourself. And you have to start being kinder to yourself because it's like he's saying you're still treating yourself like you're 17. Like you want to do everything, you want to work hard, you want to go, it's like you want to just pound ass, you want to go real hard, you want to go fast all the time, you want to do everything, but you're not 17 anymore. So, take that into consideration. Uh oh my gosh, he's like, but if I was here, I'd slap that ass. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he's going to tell you that you're beautiful. All right, he's going to tell you that you're beautiful, but he needs you to know that the love that you have and the part of him that is eternal just is never going to go anywhere. I also want to remind you too, um this is fun, this is great for everybody. When everybody dies, we get a book of our life. When you die, Brenda, you're going to get a book, a record of your life. When he died, he got a book of his life. He gets a book in the world where we go to. And he's telling me you're the best rocker chick ever. Like you're the best rocker chick ever. His book, what you gave him was amazing. And I can't put it into words. And that's the challenge that I have when I do this work is that when I'm feeling these feelings, I have to put it into English words. When we put it in English words, we kind of reduce it. So oh my gosh, he just put into my head the wind beneath my wings. That song in Wings, The Wind Beneath
Yep.
My Wings, you were the wind beneath his wings. You couldn't have made his life any better. It's just that, he wasn't gay, so he wasn't openly emotional and he wasn't able to express all these things while he was here. The way I want to like celebrate my husband and talk about him and he's the best thing ever. Well, he didn't
He
really
did a
get to
lot.
that.
He
He
did
did
a
a
lot.
lot.
He did a lot.
Well, he didn't do enough from where he's at. Or maybe he just needs to do more right now to make you
He always
like
felt that
really
way. He always just gave me more and more, and he couldn't do enough for me.
drill it into your brain. He needs to drill it into your brain. Okay. He needs to make you understand how amazing you are as a human being. Like sacrifice, love, uh, all of it. Uh hold on. This is gonna be such a strange request. He goes, you need to make a big bowl of popcorn, you need to sit your ass on the couch, and you need to watch Smokey and the Bandit. Okay.
Okay. I,
What is
I I'm
Smokey and the
off for
Bandit?
a month. I just had surgery, so I'll be watching shows.
Okay. Did he like the Trans Ams? Did he like that era of movies? Was it Smokey and the Bandit?
I don't know. He liked to watch movies. I'm not a big movie person.
Well, if you're
Um,
going to be on your butt now for a while after having surgery, then okay. Um, okay, This is such a weird thing. He's saying, and you're crying now. I don't think you have this issue now, but he's saying one eye is weirder than the other. One of your eyes isn't producing like enough mucus or enough like liquid. Do you know this?
okay.
Like one eye gets dry.
I know one of them squirts when I blow my nose, and one of them doesn't.
Okay. Okay. One of them scores. All right, listen. He's waiting for you. The other thing that I have to tell you too is that like where we go to when we pass away, time doesn't really exist like it exists for us here. I have to put something into perspective for you. I'm getting the signs that you're going to be a real old woman. Okay, real old. Like you're gonna be old. Like you've got a long ways to go. So, it's not out of not out of reason that you'd be like 85. Okay. So I need you to do the math on that. Like how your birth, where you're at in life right now, and then 85. What he's telling me, and I don't know your life, Brenda, but he's telling me that you're kind of miserable. You're kind of miserable. You're not doing well. Okay. You got to figure out how to show up for yourself because you got a lot of years left and you don't want those years to be miserable. And like you're his movie. Like you are his movie. He's watching you and he doesn't want you to be miserable for the amount of time that you're here before you move on and join him. Okay, because that's just an inevitability. You're going to join him one day, but while you're here and he's watching you, you need to take care of the woman he loves. That's what's so important about this. That's what's so important about this. Now he's telling me that you have people in your life that you have to speak up to. He's telling me that you need to clear your throat. Like you're not saying the things that you need to say. Like you don't want to upset people or rock the boat. He says let him have it. Let them have it. Say the things that you need to say to get it out of your system, but it's got to get out of your system because you don't want to internalize it. You don't want to give yourself sicknesses. You don't want to create stress. Maybe you don't need to say it to them. Maybe you need to say it to somebody else, like a therapist, or work it out, but get it out of your system. That's super important. What about the
I
earrings
say
he
it
gave
out.
you?
I just say it out loud every day. Like I'll have the conversations and the arguments in my head, and I'll say it. I'll just say it.
Okay. Well, you might actually have to say it to the person. Okay. Or what you have to do is you have to like get it out of your system so it doesn't keep repeating. All right. Talk to me about earrings. What about the earrings he gave you? Did he give you earrings?
Maybe.
A little while back, okay? It's a little while back. Um, you might remember that later. I don't know if they're dangly earrings and you didn't like them because they got caught up in your hair, but there's something about earrings that he's trying to get through to you.
Maybe some loops. I don't know. I don't usually tend to wear them anymore.
Got you.
They,
So this is something way back, way back. Okay.
yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Were you together? This is so strange. You weren't together in 1992, were you?
No.
You
No,
don't
we
know
got
what
together in early 2006, 7.
do you know where he was in 1992?
Um, That would put him, let's see, if he was born in 63, that would put him at
29.
29 in the military, probably.
It's interesting. Okay. I don't know why he would have put that number into my head. No big deal. We're gonna just move on. No, he's not having me move on.
Of course not, no.
No, no, no. What he's saying is like it's been strange because it feels like it involves you, but I might be getting the 19. No, he's telling me 1992 is like one of the best years of his life. Did he like being in the military?
Um, no, but they kicked him out. Maybe that was the best year of his
When they
life
kicked him out? Yeah, maybe,
because
maybe,
he was
maybe.
overweight.
Okay, oh, yeah. So hear me out. You feel like do you still sleep on one side of your bed?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's like sleeping with you. You know, you could have the whole bed, you could like, but he's like watching you, and now he's bringing attention to your lower back. He needs your lower back fixed, whatever's going on with the lower back. You've got to understand, Brenda, things in your mind, in your heart, in your body. These are, you know how like when he was alive, you wanted the best for him, right? So where he's at right now, all of the things physically, emotionally, and spiritually, he wants the best for you, but he's not here to give you a kick in the ass. So you have to show up for yourself. Do you get that? Like you have to show up for yourself. You have to take care of his wife. You have to take care of his wife. And there are things that you can do. What is that? Chocolate peanut butter pie? Do you like a chocolate peanut butter pie? Like I just got chocolate peanut butter frosting. Do you like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you see like maybe having a little bit of chocolate peanut butter pie would make you happy and then make him happy by making you happy? Okay.
Yeah, I try to do those things. I really do because I know, YOLO, is what he used to say, and he it was pancreatic cancer, so he actually got quite a lot of time out of pancreatic cancer. I think he got 16 months. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, like rubbing his feet was the neuropathy. Um,
Gotcha.
so I know, like, I'm planning trips, trying to do things, trying to take care of myself, like getting this done, and
Yes, but
so
but hear me out on this. Like the stuff that goes on up here, the stuff that goes on up here, you have to understand that you're beautiful. And I don't know how to express that properly to you. I don't know how to get it through your mind. Like you're beautiful in all the ways that matter. You're beautiful in all the ways that matter. And that's exactly what he needs you to understand. So you can come to some sort of peace up here. Like you couldn't have stopped his illness. You couldn't have taken care of him better. And it's just like in a matter of time from his perspective, he's at home, you're on vacation. It's a matter of time before you leave vacation and you join him at home. He's just wanting you to have the best vacation possible, but he also knows what's going on in your mind and in your heart. Okay. Now it's interesting. He's never going to leave you, but what he wants me to do now is he wants me, and if Brandy, you could bring Isaac up on spotlight for us. He wants now Isaac's going to give you a card from your husband. Give me his name, Brenda. What was his first name?
he was called Bill, but his name was Harold. Harold, but we called him Bill.
Harold is my dad's name. It's my middle name. I love that. Okay. Uh, yep. Now it's time for Isaac to give whatever messages possible. I don't know if he's going to throw some herbal wisdom in there, some tarot cards, but he's just going to be beautiful and do what he does.
Well, for the most part, the cards I've been kind of pulling as it's been going, and it's all just echoing what Josh is saying, which I feel like is going to be just the evening. I'm just going to be the weird Greek chorus that's echoing like the most important parts of his message for you. When Josh was talking about you as the gift to him, I pulled the Ace of Pentacles, which is funny because it's so Josh has this relationship with the card that we talk about the meanings and how they different people how they relate and different people's relationships with them. But I know that Josh's relationship with it is looking at it as the gift. And so when I pulled it as he was talking about that, I just started kind of chuckling to myself. It's this echo of what you meant to him or what you mean to him. And that actually comes to the next card because I didn't just pull one card. I pulled a few as it was going. The other one was the four, yeah, the four of cups, which is a good reminder about what we focus on in life and what, our focus kind of what we're focusing on sometimes puts blinders on us so we don't necessarily see the joy or the good stuff in life. Sometimes we get so fixated with the things that either kind of suck or or even just bore us. They don't fill us, right? But when we get fixated on those things, we miss the bigger picture, and sometimes we miss what's being given to us by the community around us, better opportunities, or even the messages that we're getting from our loved ones, or the gifts that they're putting in our way. Not in our way, but giving to us, because I don't know that our loved ones are still with us, and they're still kind of in the background trying to help us along our way. And I don't know, this has that gift, but also that reminder that don't get too caught up on the idiots, right? Don't get too caught up on the people that are driving you crazy and would have driven him crazy, because there's if you focus too much on them, you don't make room to see the bigger picture or to see the good stuff in life. So make room to notice where your attention is going and what's kind of taking your bandwidth, to make sure that it's not the things that are maybe getting in your way, but make room to be open to the gifts of the world around us.
Thank you.
So there's your Ace of
I
Pentacles,
was going to say I can show
Brenda.
them if you. Whoop. I have a different deck.
Oh yeah, he's got a little bit of a different one.
Oh,
But you
Yeah,
see
I got
yeah.
a
that
fancy deck.
you see that card, like the hand coming out, and
Right.
then
Giving the gift. I'll show the cards so I explain it more. And of course, the four. I was just kind of focusing on the messages. The Four of Cups. As you can see, this gentleman here is focused on these three cups in front of him, looking dissatisfied. But because he's focusing on these three right here, he's missing this fourth one right here, which has wings and is like this gift from spirit, but also it can be just gift from life, right? Uh, and I think that the cards are just being cheeky when Josh had mentioned Harold talking about you being the wind beneath his wings. I did pull the Chariot, which I think the message was very much just supportive, this supportive power pushing you through, recognizing that you were the wind beneath his wings, and now from the other side, he's doing his best to do the same for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It
you're welcome,
all
Brenda.
perfect sense.
I totally get it. I totally get it. Just remember to take care of his wife. Take care of the best thing that ever happened to him. Also, uh, what did he like to smoke? Did he smoke several different things?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm having like a hard time breathing, which means that, I'm not sure if you know what the incense charcoal tablets are. Have you ever seen those before?
What
So
are they?
I'll show you. They're they're charcoal tablets that you use with burning incense. I have one left right here, so I'm going to show you what it is. You can buy them for like they're little charcoal briquettes. This one is broken, but it's like a little charcoal briquette with a. You can buy them like at a metaphysical shop. They're just incense charcoals. You light them, you get them going like a charcoal, and then you put incense on them. Okay,
Okay.
like herbs or oils or incense mixes that you can buy. Uh, what I would do for you is I would go to the ocean. He's telling me to go to the ocean. Okay, take some loose tobacco. Like you buy like a pouch of tobacco.
Yep.
Buy some of these. Go light this on the ocean, and then just go sprinkle some of the like American Spirit tobacco or something on it, and just let it burn and let the smoke go off while you're on the beach. Okay,
Sounds like a
there's
great plan.
got to be a reason for the beach. Like there's got to be a
Well,
reason for the ocean.
I mean, I like to go to the beach. I like to rock hound, but we also his bandmate, like brother, a few years before he passed, and they did a big ceremony, like lanterns at the beach. And he liked the beach, so it makes sense. The beach is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Go make a little offering to him. Go give him a little tobacco, okay? And I have to give you the other message, and because we're all adults here, and in some states it can be legal, he is also giving me Cheech and Chong in my head. So I don't know if that's for you. I don't know if you need a little Cheech and Chong. Oh, there you are. Okay, there it is. There it is. Some people have their wine, some people have their Cheech and Chong. All right, there we are, Brenda. Okay, thumbs up approval for you. If that's your medicine, that's your medicine. All right. All my love to you. I'm going to go to the next one, which is going to be really weird. Brandy, pull us off, all of us off of Spotlight. Thank you so much for that. And everybody send, we're a big community here. Send Brenda some love in the chats, like give her the love. We all need the love. We all need the love. Okay. I felt this one earlier, and I don't know how to explain it other than to just bring it forth. This is going to be very weird. Does anybody here have a connection to, oh my gosh, does anybody here have a picture in their house or have a crush on JFK? JFK, like John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the president that was assassinated. Because everything in my being is telling me that JFK is here. So I'm going to tell you what we've got going on. Somebody here works with him like he's a saint, or prays to him, or talks to him. Somebody here is going to have those same values. Somebody's got JFK around him. So who here has got a JFK thing? Who here's got a John F. Kennedy thing? Okay, there we go. Hi, Liz Mason. There we go. Shake your hand. There we go. So, Brandy, we see a Liz Mason here. All right. So, I was not expecting this, and this is peculiar, but it gives me an opportunity to talk about venerated ancestors, venerated spirits, people that are in spirit that have not reincarnated. And he's telling me he doesn't have a chance yet to reincarnate. He might not again come back to this world for the next 100 years or so. Liz, I think, might have gotten up to go get her picture of John F. Kennedy. This is peculiar. All right. Okay, so I can't see it because of the reflection, but you have a picture of JFK there. Okay, look at that. All right, so here we go. This is peculiar. This is bizarre. All right, so somebody's got a picture of JFK. All right, so Liz, here we are. Let's talk to the man himself. Let's talk to the man himself. Can I also ask you, Liz, because this is what I'm getting? You do talk to him. Is this a spirit that you talk to? This is somebody in spirit that you talk to?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's working. Like, it's working. This isn't a thing that, like, you're talking to a concept or an archetype. You're actually talking to the man. Now, here is a weird thing, because I know he was assassinated. I don't know much about his life, but he wants to confirm something for you. Apparently, it was the mafia. Like, apparently it was the mafia, like responsible for the assassination, all of that stuff, that might have been hired by the government. The mafia and the government and all that crap. That is absolutely what happened here. They couldn't let him live. There was just no way that the system could have let him live. I also want to, Liz, do you protest? Do you have protesting signs? Do you get out there and protest? Do you do that work?
No, I don't. I don't get involved in that. No, but I do it on the sidelines. I don't do it in public.
Okay, but you're doing something where you're like working through those values, right?
Yes.
Like the same values that JFK had, or the values that you have.
Exactly.
And very few. It's interesting because land of the free, home of the brave. He's giving me like what America is supposed to mean. Land of the free, freedom for all. And this is something that you're fighting for. Interesting. Can I ask you, do you make a spaghetti sauce? Do you make a spaghetti sauce? Do you make like a sauce in your house?
Yes.
Okay, because he likes the smell of that. All right. And Liz, do you have a son as well? Do you have a son?
No, no.
Do you have any figure in your life that's like a son, like a friend of like a friend's child, like a nephew, anybody that's like a son?
No.
Do you have a grandson?
I have a grandson, yes.
Okay, so we're going to skip that. Okay, we're going to go to the grandson. Why is he telling me that he's so proud of this person? Proud, 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 like blue ribbon, star winner, like proud, proud, proud.
Because Dylan, he won so many awards while he was in school. He graduated, he took a year off from school, and he's going to university this year now. And he just got accepted into the university.
And he's going to do something that helps people. Yes, do you know
yes,
this? Like,
yes, and he was ROTC. He taught ROTC, and he was the best cadet that and then they kept promoting him up as to whatever they could, whatever rank they could in ROTC.
So Liz, one of the things that I don't like to do is I don't like to judge people politically, because from my perspective, you know how like divided we are in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the things that I don't appreciate, is the left versus right, red versus blue, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
the division. I don't like to participate in the polarization. And I also feel really bad for people who have been influenced by propaganda. The propaganda game is huge in this world right now. Social media, all of it. People are losing their families. People are losing their lives. So when some people on one side of the aisle want to hate other people on the other side of the aisle, I just feel sorry for everybody, because everybody's getting distracted and everybody's forgetting the systems that are trying to manipulate and control. And it's really true. Like the systems, like we're too busy hating one another than like holding the systems and power in place and accountability. Okay. So remember what you can do. This is fascinating. Remember what you can do with your own hands in your own neighborhood, in your own community, in your own sphere. Okay. Annie, you're right. We're not as divided as they want us to think. You're right. We have a lot more in common than we do, and then we don't. But it's interesting, Liz, because I'm seeing you like bring a casserole to a neighbor. Like if there's a neighbor who's hurting, or a neighbor like I'm seeing you like bring a casserole to a neighbor. Is this what you do?
I do that all the time for my next door neighbor.
Okay, so do you see how you
apple cobblers, I make peach cobblers, I make apple pies, I do casseroles, whatever, and I take it to the neighbor next door.
Yeah. So you're doing the work that. So this is interesting, because I would have never. So in my experience, Liz, saints exist, like the saints of like the Catholic Church and whatever you want to call them, but they're really not Catholic. They're just venerated people that are prayed to, people that are worked to. Authors, nurses, doctors, other people can become these ascended people, or people that are like worked with. You're doing this thing with JFK. You've done it. Other people are doing it as years go on. Fewer and fewer people are doing it. But there are people now like you who are absolutely pounding the drum of what it means to be American in a good, healthy way. Love your neighbor, help your neighbor, help your neighbor. You're helping the neighbor. It's weird that I have to tell you this. He couldn't be more proud of you. JFK is coming through in spirit to tell you that he could not be more proud of you.
I've always said that he was the best president this country has ever had in my lifetime.
And he's here to tell you that he's proud of you. like it's you. Yes, you love him. You love his presidency. All of that. But this message is for you. If there is such a thing as a good American, you are a good American. You're a good American. You're a good human being, and he needs you to know this. Okay. Oh, well, it's interesting. So I don't know, again, because they want to do like they want to help us emotionally, mentally, physically. He really wants you to get your scalp massaged. scalp massage, and this is what I mean by this. Like when you go to that, when you go to the hairstylist and you get your hair washed and you get like
Mm-hmm.
the fingernails and all of that, there's
Mm-hmm.
something about getting your scalp stimulated. And do you like that? Do you like it when people wash your hair?
I do, but I do it myself. I don't even go to the beauty shop.
I mean, I don't know. It may only cost like $15 to go get your hair washed. Do you know, like, it might not cost a lot of money to go just sit down in one of those chairs, but there's something about the relaxation. I get my haircut every 3 to 4 weeks, and the gal who does it, man, I'll tell you what, she's an expert at that. Like, I'll just sit there and go, oh my gosh, and just like get the head massage and the scalp massage. But it's interesting because there's a reason that it's going to benefit you. Remember how I was telling Brenda, the scalp massager, for like
Mm-hmm.
like numbness and coldness and things? I think that this has something to do with you. You might want to look into cranial sacral massage, somebody who massages the head, or go just every couple of weeks, pay the 15 or $20 or whatever it is to go get your hair washed. Go get it, like they do a wash and blowout. You don't need to do anything other than that, but there's something about really getting yourself either pampered or your nerves stimulated. Okay, like he's just
Okay.
really important about it. And also, if you're marching to the beat of that drum as a good American, you want to make sure that you're taking care of the person who's stressed. If you want to take care of the person who's stressed, you want to take, how I was, oh, this is so bizarre. Okay. I got to tell you that JFK loves you. As one spirit loves another. Okay.
Yeah.
One spirit loves another in the same way that Brenda's husband wanted her to be taken care of. You mean something to JFK, and he wants you to be taken care of. So
Wow.
do you see, like, I know it's love, right? It's love. You have somehow come to love him. He loves you because of your love and your prayers and your working and your veneration. That what this means is that we can do this with we can do this with pretty much anybody who's dead. We can work with them, we can call upon them, we can pray to them, we can speak to them. It does, the analogy that I use, Liz, to describe our relationship to spirits, like a one-way mirror we see in a cop show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Mm-hmm.
one-way mirror we see in a cop show. So they're on the side of the cops, we're on the side of the suspects.
Right.
We don't get a lot, from that side, but oh, this is so strange. He wants to let you know how nice your house is. He wants to let you know how well you keep your house. Seriously.
Nice.
Okay, so
I tried.
the things that are, well, I know we all try, but the things that are important to you, actually, hold on. He's being specific about your house and what's important. He says you venerate your ancestors. He says there's like pictures up. There's like not only of JFK, but you have other pictures of people that are important to you. Like you have a keen idea of legacy and heritage and carrying forward values from people in the past to the people in the future. Do you know, like, your efforts, Liz, no matter what you think about yourself, your efforts are genuinely making the world a better place once you're dead. Like, your efforts here will contribute to making the world a better place once you're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's okay. So this is a peculiar message. He's really happy about the fact that Isaac and I can be married. Like, that's freedom. Like, he's happy that, he very much was not a gay man, looking at you, Marilyn Monroe, and like all of that. But like, he's happy that we have the freedom to do that because that represents the core of what America's dream was.
Mm-hmm.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So thank you for that. He's also being a little funny now. You might want to, I can't believe he'd say this. You might want to put a little bit more salt in your cooking. Like your casserole,
no.
you might want to add a little bit more salt to it.
I think he's saying that because my husband, he always resalt. He would put a layer of salt on everything before he ate it. And I don't like that much salt. I was always after him about the salt. But I do put salt.
Okay. You know what would do you well? And this is interesting to me. What he's saying is that you might want to go back and some of his speeches are preserved. You know, like the speeches that he gave, you could actually go and read them. He's like, it's interesting because he's telling me that like spirit, when he was alive, spirits were working through him. You know, I think spirits work through all of us to some degree,
Right.
but like
Yeah.
this idea that, you know, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, trying to make a better world for the people, you know, the civil rights movement, all of that, trying to make a better world for folks. He's saying that the speeches were inspired and you could almost read them like spiritual texts. You know, you could almost go back and read them. You don't want to idolize him. You don't want to like, you know, worship him. You don't want to do that.
No,
You
no,
can
no, no, no.
venerate him. That's different. But like he's talking about how you can go back to some of the speeches, any that were recorded, go to YouTube, watch them, see his elocution, see how he spoke. And it's interesting for you. He wants you to take the speeches and share them around to people. Like, you know, like bits and pieces of his quotes, what have you. If you know of some other people that are like you or some people that could be inspired by his words, use his
Yeah.
words, use what's left behind. And now that comes full circle. Imagine the power of your words. Imagine what you can leave behind, you know? So if you've been getting the nudge to write a book or write more or anything like that, you literally have JFK on your side helping you.
Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird and funny because my daughter and I just had this discussion, and I actually quoted some of his speech to her of some of the stuff she's going through. Whoa.
Okay. So this is, I mean, out of all the people here, I mean, there's what, 40 people in this chat? How many people here are going to have a picture of JFK? I know. It's so, I love it. This is why I love what I do. And I love being able to give you that confirmation that you need. Like, this is a person that's here with you. Talk to him, pray to him. Like how, you know, the Catholics work with the saints. He's kind of like a saint in the world of spirit. He can work through you, like family members can work through us. But this is somebody that you've made a legitimate connection to. And, oh, this is a funny thing. Brandy, if you could bring Isaac up, please. He's telling me he wants to hear Isaac's voice. He actually likes Isaac's voice because Isaac and I are different in our presentation. I'm a little bit more braggadocious. I'm a little bit more like Leo energy. Isaac is a little bit more soothing and calm. He's like, he wants to, I think Isaac is more like JFK. He's actually telling me right now that the way likes Isaac's words. He likes Isaac's voice. So I'm just gonna turn it over. Also, wait, Liz, make sure that you treat yourself for Christmas, please. He wants you to treat yourself for Christmas. He wants you to celebrate Christmas and treat yourself for Christmas.
Oof.
Okay.
That's going to be hard to do because I don't do Christmas anymore.
You might want to think about that. You might want to change that up a little bit. I mean, how many Christmases are you going to have left? You know, like how many Christmases are you going to have left? And here's something for you to consider. You know, when you die and you move to the world of spirit, are you going to regret not doing them? He's talking about a pumpkin roll or a Swiss chocolate roll, maybe even if it's just the dessert. He's showing me like, you know, the rolls, the cream-filled rolls, the desserts. Maybe you just need a dessert.
Okay, I can do that.
You can do that. All right, treat yourself around Christmas. All right.
I don't decorate for Christmas or anything anymore.
Well, if you listen, I'm a big believer in Christmas because it's the darkest time of year. Call it Yule, call it midwinter. We need the color, smells, tastes to get through the darkest time of the year. Maybe you turn it into your own thing. It's not necessarily a Christian thing unless you want it to be.
Right.
But listen, you have this man here who loves you, all right? And if you're his movie, what are you going through during Christmas time? Like, you know, like when Christmas comes around, if you're JFK's movie because he's watching you because he loves you, what does he want for you? You know, If it makes you happy to not celebrate, or just turn it into your own. Okay. And also get to the lake, get to the pond, get to the lake, get to some sort of lake, pond, body of water. You've got to remember that as much as you are living to these values that JFK had, you're also a human being, a divine soul that he cares about deeply, and he wants you to have the best incarnate existence that you can. Okay,
Well,
that actually helps you live to your values more.
my
Filling your
daughter's
cup up, all of that.
my daughter's coming back to visit in September, and we were supposed to go to the beach this time, but we couldn't. So we're going either to Maine Beach or New Hampshire Beach. We're thinking of going to New Hampshire
Go
beach.
get the water in.
You know, the ocean.
And maybe if it's not the ocean, go to like Lake Winnipesaukee, go to a big pond, go to a big lake. You go to Lake Champlain, maybe something like that. You don't necessarily need to get to the ocean every time, but big body of water. Now he's shutting up, and I'm gonna shut up, and now I'm gonna turn it over to Isaac.
Okay.
Well, I think that JFK wanting me to speak about this, I've been having a little tarot conversation with him over here, and it's kind of funny. First of all, I love hearing about just the idea of elevated dead in general, and who sticks around in spirit, or who kind of steps up to help us a little more. I have some friends that work with Mr. Rogers, who, just the idea of bringing forth compassion into the world and using him not as a saint, but elevated dead. But anyway, so as I'm pulling cards, I'm having this interesting. For me, when I'm pulling cards, what I'm doing is I'm waiting for Josh to connect, and then making room to connect to either the spirit that he's connecting to, or connect to the person that he's doing the reading for. And Josh is in the next room next to me. So it's so as he's talking about JFK, the first card I pull, and we'll keep on bringing them up, is the Three of Wands. It shows a person looking over some water. In this situation, it's talking about being seen by spirit, which is a really funny echo of what Josh is talking about. The idea of this unexpected spirit that you work with in your own way, kind of coming through and being like, no, I'm going to bring some messages. And so the next card that I pulled from him, I interpreted as kind of political. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And this is why I'm not always a good card reader, because I feel like, oh, I don't want to give that message, or oh, I don't want to do that. But then the spirits aren't as... Anyway, this next card was the Nine of Swords. It shows a picture of somebody waking up from a nightmare. But in this situation, it's talking about seeing clearly and being disappointed with how some things are going. And because we're talking about politics, it was hitting me as politics. And I didn't, like I said, I don't, they're giving messages about you finding this, waking up and having clarity in it, and seeing things kind of for what they are, and seeing things as like, oh, there's a problem here, and this isn't as it should be. I pull another card. It's the King of Cups. This is referencing JFK himself. This is about when Josh was talking about JFK kind of looking over you and being like, having that love for you. And I'm like, okay, this is nice, but you're, 2 out of 3 of these cards are talking about just, he's there, right? He's just looking over you. I want another message. And I can feel him chuckling, be like, all right, but you're not going to like it. Because, it's a little bit of it's like, well, I'm going to give you another one that's going to be politically connected. And I'm like, all right, fine. 4 is enough. So I pulled the Tower, which you can see is a card of upheaval. This is smacking me of kind of where some things are going, the things that you are problematic. There's upheaval and change coming, and probably in a Tower has a, I don't want to say, that's not the right word. The Tower can be very destructive. So it's talking about a little bit of, there's some tremors and upheaval coming that in political structures that you're seeing that you're not appreciating, that change is coming, I guess. And in destruction, the card that follows the tower is the star, which is the card of possibility and healing. But sometimes to get to that place of possibility and healing, we need a little bit of, we have to break some
Drama.
things down. Yeah. So yeah, I got a little make room for the reorganization, some reorganization and change, because it's coming, and that should be, and that is meant as a uplifting message for you. That's
Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
And there we go.
All right. Thank you, my love. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
And
Wow.
Liz, I wanna just go back to the Christmas thing. Okay, I can
Okay.
understand why some people stop celebrating it. I've seen it a lot. Uh, Usually connected to loss, most often connected to loss. But I want to give you a brief thought exercise. If you're not celebrating Christmas or any of those holidays because of something you've lost or someone you've lost, what I want you to do is I want you to try to go to spirit in your mind and imagine the person that you care for being here, like you're watching them in life. I don't think that you would love it if they were desolate in that season of joy. I don't think that you would appreciate it. So just remember, and this applies to everybody, whether they have JFK on their side or not, the folks who love you in spirit are watching you like they're your movie and like you're their movie. And I really want to give my ancestors, my beloved dead, the best movie I can. So I'm going to try to live it up as best I can. Okay. So I just want you to just do what you would want your loved ones to do in every way, every day. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All my love to you. Thank you for being here. And keep talking to the guy. He's there with you. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
He will be
All right,
with me
Brandy.
forever.
I know. That's wild. All right. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Brandy, if you can take us off spotlight, we're gonna go to the next one, please. And um yeah, oh, this is strange. Okay, so I know I say that too often. I say that too often. All right. I want to talk to somebody here who's lost a daughter. Okay, there's a daughter gone, and there's going to be a particular. Okay, the person I'm looking for was raised to believe in Jesus, was raised to pray to Jesus, was raised in a really religious household or a Catholic household, and really had that idea that you pray to Jesus and things will get fixed. Um, I think the person I'm looking for, and this is okay, and this is a message for you. Um, I believe your daughter died from addiction, and you prayed to Jesus to try to save her. Like you might have not been a practicing Catholic or somebody like working with spirit in that way, but there's deep frustration because Jesus couldn't save your daughter. So I want to just speak to anybody here who's got a daughter that's missing, the daughter that's gone, and would have had a background with Jesus, because this is really peculiar to say, but just in the same way that JFK is a venerated sort of saint-like being, Jesus is too. I have connected to Jesus before. He's not what the major world religions would turn him out to be. Like, if he's the son of God, we're all the sons and daughters of God. I think that was more his message. But he's an ascended master in that new agey talk. And I've got a strong connection to Jesus, but I've also got this um, daughter in spirit who um, died from an overdose, died from drugs. So, who's got this? I don't know if this is supposed to be for somebody else who's supposed to watch us later, but I'm not in control of this. I've got the King of Hebrews here with a gal who passed away from drugs. Anybody here ever get angry at Jesus? It doesn't look like anybody here is able to connect to this. I don't see any hand waving. I don't have anybody. This has happened to me before, that I'm supposed to deliver a message to somebody who might watch this later. So if you guys just give me a moment here. Nobody here has a daughter who's missing, who's gone to spirit. Nobody here has gotten angry at Jesus for not saving her. Okay, I don't see anybody taking this, so I'm going to deliver the message. And with this being said, because this has happened to me before, um, daughter, not sister. Daughter, not sister. Could be a sister, could be your parents' daughter. Like, if this is connecting to you, if this is a younger sister that felt like your daughter, like you were raising her, then this is going to be for you. This is going to be somebody who is angry, or who prayed to Jesus to save this woman, daughter or sister, then got angry because he didn't, because you were raised to believe this. So I don't know who just chatted that, but I don't know who chatted that. This is why I have Brandy in charge. Here we go. who
It was
who
me.
who just chatted?
It was me.
Laurel?
Yes.
Hi, Laurel. Okay. So was this a younger sister?
Yes. 12 years younger.
So it felt like a daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you raised to believe in Jesus and pray to Jesus and Jesus would fix everything?
I was.
Okay. And did this younger sister slash daughter pass away from drugs?
She did.
Okay. Did you ever get pissed off at Jesus?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, Laura, listen. It's weird. It's weird that we're having this conversation. All right. So you and I are going to have this conversation. Brandy's going to put you up on the spotlight. Okay. Here we go. A couple of the things that I need to mention to you, okay, is this is important. Um, and I don't know why I have to tell you this. Your sister, the one that you raised kind of like a daughter, didn't want to be in this world. She just didn't want to be in this world. It feels like from a very early age, as somebody who was just didn't want to be around, leaned into drugs for that sort of thing. Um, it's interesting that Jesus can hear you. Jesus can hear anybody who talks to him. But this is something. This is and this kind of piggybacks on the JFK thing. The best way, spirit, angels, in fact, because like I've talked to the angels, like the way they work in this world, the way they do their work in this world is they do it through us. They do it through us. Like I was talking to Liz and JFK, JFK is going to back up her, and help her do whatever she can. Okay. So, Jesus does work in this world, like all the saints and venerated ancestors and venerated dead, but they do the work through us. Um, okay. You can't be mad at Jesus. You can't be mad at your sister. Okay. And maybe it was understandable at the time because you had to like deal with all these emotions, the anger and the bargaining and the acceptance and all that. But here is one of the things that I want to illustrate to you, and why this is very important, that the two of these come through to give you peace. Okay, to give you peace. So I sit with people often who have lost children and people to drugs and things like that. And this is the kind of thought exercise I make them go through. Laurel, if you and I were here together, I would say this to you, and I'm going to say it to you right now. I would say, Laurel, imagine if we were at the beach, and imagine it's low tide, and it's about high tide's about to happen, and the water's about to come up. I would say to you, Laurel, do me a favor. Please go down to the beach and stop high tide for me. You'd look at me like I was an idiot, right? Because you can't literally stop
Right.
high tide. That would
Right.
be like
Right.
asking you to stop the sun from coming up or the snow from coming down. Okay. These people in our life, whether they're children, parents, friends, spouses, adults, when they have a force of nature upon them, like addiction, people are forces of nature in and of themselves. They have free will. This is what all of these religions talk about. We have free will. We come to believe certain things. And there's no way that you could have stopped her. And now I've talked to spirits that are greater than Jesus and greater than JFK and greater, bigger spirits. And the one thing that they can't do about us is get us out of our stories. Like I've heard this time and again. Angels can't do anything about Vladimir Putin because he's stuck in a story.
Right.
That's free will. That's belief. And I don't know if you know this, but there was some major abuse of your sister when she was younger. There was just this idea that she just didn't want to be here.
I do.
You do know this. Okay. So she just didn't want to be here anymore. So she was just on this path of self-destruction.
Yeah,
and
it was traumatic. Her whole life.
And you've got to know that she's better off not being here. That's what she's telling me right now. She's better off not being here because she wouldn't want to have lived a long life carrying that burden. Now she's free of her trauma. She's free of her pain. She's actually I don't know if you have one or you should get one, but she keeps showing me a Shih Tzu. I don't know if you need a little dog. Do you need a little dog, Laurel?
I haven't had a dog since my German Shepherd died in 2007, but Kimmy loved dogs, so loved them.
Okay. You might want to just consider, a little Shih Tzu, little puppy, little one that the German Shepherds are a lot of maintenance. They got to exercise, they got to run, they got to do their thing. But you might want to get yourself a little car dog, one that will sit beside you, one that will be a companion. And it's weird messaging, but make sure that you give the dog the best food ever. None of the chemical factory stuff, the best food for the dog to give it the long life. I think you'd be a great dog owner. Okay.
I think I am.
Yeah, and you while you're here, like you're on vacation, we're on life. We're here to enjoy the garden of life. And if you can have a connection like that, it's interesting because she wants to thank you for giving her peace because you found peace. Like you found your own peace around her story, you've given her peace. Now, this is why suicides and overdoses are very hard on the spirits that go through those, because they don't poof out of existence. What they do is they get attached and they're connected to the pain their action caused. So, like people who commit suicide, they don't go to hell. There's no hell, but they will have this sense of turmoil. They will have this sense of, heartbreak because their
I don't want her to have that.
Well, you've made it. You've found peace. You found acceptance. You found peace around her story, so she doesn't have it. There are some people in this world who are still upset and heartbroken and clinging to their grief and their pain, and that's doing an awful lot to the spirit who might have caused it. So you've given her peace, and no, I'm not going to say that. She's using a particular word to describe me that I won't use publicly, but she's saying listen to me, like what I say about Jesus being like a venerated spirit. You know how many people would work with JFK and giving him prayers and thought and energy would kind of amplify him. Imagine what happened to Jesus. That many people giving him prayers and thoughts and all of that. So he is like that, but there's a limited amount that spirit of all forms can do in this world, and they're going to do that through us. Now, can I ask you, Laurel, are you a klutz?
Yes.
You're a klutz. Okay, they're banging me on the elbow. You might be klutzy and bang yourself up a little bit.
I just took a terrible fall 2 weeks ago in front of PetSmart in West Lebanon. I tripped on the sidewalk going in, and I did the you're falling and running but you can't stop thing, and I had a dress on for the first time in 6 months, and I smashed my head into the row of carts. I ripped my elbow open, and I had a bunch of stitches in my elbow. I just got my stitches out the day before yesterday.
Did you see why they're bringing my attention to your elbow?
Yes.
Okay, so Laurel, maybe spirit was trying to send you into PetSmart. Maybe it's time to have a reason to actually visit the store. Okay, but bring them into your life. Now, Are any of your parents still here?
Yes. Kimmy's and my dad has passed away, but her mom is alive, and my mom and my stepfather are alive.
Okay.
We shared
Do
a
you remember how I
dad.
was calling her a daughter? Remember how I was calling her a daughter? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, could you do this for me, please? I'll have this episode up in the next day or so, and if you feel so called to, if Kimmy's mother can hear this, okay, if Kimmy's mother can hear this, if she's open to these types of messages, know that Kimmy's there. Kimmy's loving everybody, watching everybody. Also, remember how Liz was talking about she doesn't do Christmas? I want to
Yeah.
talk to you about, do you know if Kimmy's mom still does Christmas and does like ornaments on the tree?
I don't know if she does or doesn't because she and I don't exactly get along very well, unfortunately. But I can get to her easily through Kimmy's daughter, who my daughter raised. It's a long story, but I can
Sure.
send her anything I need to send.
Yeah, just when we work on our piece, we work on their piece. Okay.
Agreed.
And you've done a great job of working on Kimmy's piece by finding your own, finding acceptance, coming to peace in your own way. She's found peace. It's really bad. Like, I gotta ask you, do you know if she choked on her own vomit? Like, do you know if there
I
was any of
think
that?
I think that might have happened from what my niece told me.
Yeah, this was bad. This was bad. See, she didn't want to be here anymore. She didn't outright like pull a trigger or like anything like that, but she just did not want to be that story and that person anymore. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. I'm going to say that's her
No,
journey. That's
I'm
her
glad to
journey.
know that because I thought she was maybe just pushing it to the limit and hoping somebody would save her, and they didn't. So I
No, you know how
understand.
like we can have that subconscious stuff going on, subconscious motivations, and the conscious mind is doing one thing, but like there was no way she could run from her pain. There was no way that she could run. Like she couldn't run from it. She could only numb it. She could only numb it. Like it was a monster on
Uh,
the inside of her
so
that she was
sad.
trying to contain. It is sad. However, if there's a silver lining to this story at all, it's that no matter what kind of misery we have in our lifetime, it's never permanent. It's never permanent, because our
Right,
bodies aren't permanent, our stories aren't
right,
permanent. There are
right.
so many people in this world that are suffering, so many children, like the slave labor still exists in a lot of the countries around the world, and there are so many countries where children are I mean, even look at our country. There's a lot of people on the streets in our country. There's a lot of people who are in misery. There's a lot of sick kids. None of our stories are permanent because we're not permanent.
Understood.
Ah, okay, so thank you for that. And
Thank you. She was my
heal
12th birthday present, by the way. She was born on my birthday when I was 12.
because she is like your daughter.
In a
That's so
way,
weird.
I
In a weird
babysat
way.
her, and yeah, we spent a lot of
Yeah.
time together, and it was
Yeah.
very special every year that we celebrated our birthdays. Yep,
I love that. Take care of that elbow.
I
And
am.
um and giving me the impression that you might be a little dehydrated, drink some more water,
I will.
drink some more water. In fact, hold on. It's not just the water, it's the electrolytes. You might want to find yourself a good electrolyte mix so your body's able to ingest the hydration, the potassium and electrolytes and salt and all that stuff. You might want to get yourself some electrolytes
Okay.
um, just to take care of you. Okay.
Tell her I said
All right.
thank
Now
you. I
this
can
is
do that.
peculiar. Please do that. Here's another message. Here's the big J coming in. Here's Jesus coming in for you, Laurel. Thank you for doing what you can to make the world a better place for the people you love.
Oh, I'm taking care of two of my parents. My mom, I moved her in a month ago with Alzheimer's, and I just got my dad out of physical rehab today and took care of him all day. So
Okay, so you've got to know Jesus is a busy dude, but he's not so busy that he can't stop it and say, I love you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for your efforts. Okay.
thank you.
And all
Thank
of your
you.
anger, all of your frustration completely makes sense because of the way that we're taught this stuff. Because of the way that we're taught this stuff. So you need to know that in his own way and in your own way, you're doing his work in this world.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
my love to you. And Brandy,
Thank
bring
you.
up Isaac, please. Isaac's got some messages for Laurel. Let's see what he pulled for
Oh, boy.
cards. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Oh, well, so I'm actually going to go backwards a little bit because the last card I pulled it about a minute or two before you started talking about your falling card. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to just show you the card. It's the Two of Pentacles. It's a card of balance. And so exactly. So I'm like, okay, she needs to find balance in her life. And then you start talking about the fall. I'm like, oh, we're going a little more literal with this. Oh, okay. This is, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it feels like that card was more of a joke than,
I agree. I'm a
yeah,
prankster, so yeah, that's perfect.
the cards can be a little cheeky. And spirit messages can be a little cheeky when you're working with it. The first card that I pulled, and this was a little more serious as you were talking about your sister, was the Devil card. The Devil card is oftentimes the demon we carry on our back, and not in like a like possessed way, but oftentimes it's our self-destructive habits. And this is one of the two cards that I heavily associate with. I mean, not all the time, but it can talk about addiction issues.
Yeah.
And so that just kind of hit home as you were talking about
For sure.
about this. The next card I pulled up was the Empress card. It's the big mother energy. So talking about how you, even though you're not her mom, your sister, showing up in a caring way and doing your best to help support her while she was here. And even now you're still showing up in a nurturing way for your parents to help them in kind of the stage of life they're at right now. And the other card that I pulled that was very, connected to this, is the Hermit. You'll see a gentleman here holding a light to shine. There's a certain amount of
Jesus.
shining. Yeah, there is that Jesus connection. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. It is really connected. I believe that card has threefold meanings here. And that's kind of what it feels like. First, that Jesus connection, that little bit of like letting your light shine, but generally letting your light shine and trying to help show people around you that there is a better way. But I'm getting this sense that it's also speaking to, don't get so caught up in relying on yourself and this tough idea of individuality. It doesn't have to be just you. Don't get stuck in this idea that, oh, it's just me. I have to do everything. I'm the only one that is able to show up for people. And not that it's a bad thing that you're doing it, but remember the community and remember the people and you connect to and that love you and that can step up and help, because you don't have to do it alone. And in fact,
I needed
if you
that.
do it alone, it's going to be unnecessarily difficult. We're not meant to, humans aren't meant to, I mean, like, yeah, we're individuals, but we're meant to thrive in community. We need each other. So,
I'll
even though
reach out more.
Yeah, even though it's scary to sometimes put your trust and faith in others, it's also, networks are there because we need it. So
Thank you.
those are the card messages I have for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, love. Okay, so Laurel, before I let you go, remember how I said the angels and these spirits, whether they're JFK or Jesus, like they work through us, they can't alter the fabric of reality. They really can't create those miracles. They can't save the person from the addiction. They can work through other people to help people in those journeys or what have you. But when Isaac was saying, lean into others, I want you to lean into, not only the people around you, but the people that you might want to speak to. Liz might want to speak to JFK. Brenda might want to speak to Bill/Harold. Give me strength in this moment. I need strength. I know those things work. They have worked for me. I want you to consider, leaning onto the people that are outside of you, but also leaning to the spirits that work through your heart as well. Okay?
I will.
All right.
Thank
Also,
you so much.
strangely, please have some breakfast, especially eggs. You're not eating breakfast. You need some eggs.
That's right. I never do. I did today,
Okay.
but I don't normally. Yep.
Okay. Normally, try to get some protein early on in the morning, and you might find that you're not so fatigued. It's not just protein, it's like the omega fats. Like if you like some eggs, make some scrambled eggs, make an omelet, something like that.
Yeah, and I have
Hard-boiled eggs if
chickens.
you're on the run. You have chickens?
I do.
Okay. If you have chickens, make yourself some eggs. Okay.
will.
Take care of the person that's taking care of other people. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. All my love to you. Take care of yourself.
Same,
And Brandy,
same to you.
I'm going to wrap this up. You can leave me here on Spotlight. You can take everybody else down. I just want to thank everybody here who has brought their energy here. I want to thank Brenda and give all my love to Bill. I want to thank Liz, give all my love to JFK. I want to thank Laurel and give all my love to Jesus and Kimmy. These are not words that I ever thought I would say, but these are words that everybody is here listening to right now. I also want to let folks know that on October 7th, I'm going to be hosting a signing party and a live reading of my new book called Walking the Ways Between. It's going to be the first in a series called Chronicles of the Tall Medium. I just had a woman today in the co-op up here, see me in line and go, "Oh my God, Josh Simonds, you're so much taller than you are online." I'm like, I am. So I'm the tall medium in that way. It's a little funny joke, but writing a new book. Appreciate all the pre-orders. If you want to come and have cider with us and donuts and hear some of the chapters and then see the spirit gallery after, that's all on my website. If you're local, this Friday night, I am hosting a Gifts from Spirit at the York Street Meeting House in Lindenville. It's happening at 7:00. Those tickets are also on my website. You can actually come and see how I'm giving gifts away. Next week, I am in Maine. I have some tickets left for Bangor. And then the following month in September, I'm going to be on the road in New York and some other places that we're setting up right now. But all my love to everybody here. Thank you so much for participating, bringing your love, bringing your energy. Isaac, give him all the love in the world. Go get a massage from him. Come in on Saturdays when he's running the shop and talk to him about herbs. He's an incredible miracle on legs. And of course, always thank you to Brandy. So all my love to everybody here. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you on episode 49. All right. Bye.